In this video, we're going to take a look at dosage calculation based on ratio and proportion. Now, many nurses have difficulty with drug calculations, mostly because they don't enjoy math. However, many drugs require some type of calculation prior to administration, so it's very important to practice careful and accurate calculations to help prevent medication errors. So this here is an example of an intravenous flow rate calculation. What's ordered here is 1,000 milliliters of dextrose. And dextrose is just a solution of sugar water and sterile water used to rehydrate patients. And it's to be infused in 6 hours. The drop factor here is 10, so how many drops per minute will you infuse? Now, since this is an intravenous flow rate calculation, the general formula for the flow rate calculation would just be V1 over T1 multiplied by V2 over T2, where V1 is the volume to infuse, V2 is the drop factor, T1 is the time to infuse, and T2 is the time in minutes, which is always 60 minutes per hour. So use this formula here, pause the video now, and try to figure out how many drops per minute you will infuse. So based on this formula here, V1 for our question is just simply 1,000 milliliters. Now V2 is the drop factor, which in our question is 10. T1 is the time to infuse, which in our question is 6 hours. And T2 is always the time in minutes, which is always 60 minutes per hour. So let's plug all of this information here into this formula and see what we obtain. So if we plug our information into our formula here, this is what we obtain. When we multiply everything through, notice that the hours cancel each other out, as well as the milliliters here. So in the numerator, we would get 10,000, and in the denominator, we would have 60 minutes, and this reduces approximately to 27.8 drips per minute.